In early 2023, artificial intelligence was perceived as a software novelty, a browser chatbot. By 2026, it has become a heavy physical utility. To support this computational demand, major technology companies have committed over $500 billion to capital expenditures. They are laying down miles of fiber optic cables and building gigawatt-capacity power grids. This massive hardware build-out is creating a sharp economic divide, separating the global market into two distinct camps, the frontier and the laggards. Organizations building on top of this new infrastructure are generating compounding efficiency gains. Because their models refine themselves through continuous usage data, these early adopters are widening the performance gap faster than their competitors can rescale. This sorting mechanism is happening in real time. Waiting for the technology to stabilize before adapting ensures a permanent position on the wrong side of the divide. This chart tracks the Frontier AI Model Intelligence Index, comparing United States models against Chinese models across reasoning, math, and coding benchmarks. Over 2025, Chinese open-source models converged with U.S. frontier models, nearly eliminating the historical performance gap. Global development is dominated by an aggressive arms race between these two nations. This concentrated power has triggered a push for AI sovereignty. It's the strategic effort by nations to secure independent compute power, local data centers, and domestically trained models to avoid relying on foreign technology. Nations unable to fund these massive data centers are becoming dependent on American or Chinese infrastructure. Emerging frontier nations are utilizing managed interdependence, a strategy of building supply chain alliances to secure hardware and technical standards without closing their borders. Geopolitical influence and economic security are now dictated by a country's physical access to compute clusters and strategic data alliances. At the corporate level, the divide is equally stark. Laggard companies relegate artificial intelligence to isolated tasks like drafting emails or basic customer service. Frontier companies have embedded agentic AI into multi-step autonomous workflows. Agentic AI refers to systems that can plan, execute, and adapt to complex tasks with minimal human oversight. The integration of these agents leads to a dissolving of the traditional middle layer. By automating scheduling, reporting, and performance monitoring, organizations are flattening their hierarchies and eliminating up to 50% of middle management positions. These streamlined firms operate with executive strategy feeding directly into execution-level teams. This direct line significantly reduces product development cycles and drives massive productivity spikes. This integration acts as a structural mandate, effectively eliminating traditional layers of administrative oversight. Zooming in further, this divide trickles down to the individual employee. The frontier worker is defined by how deeply they integrate large language models into their daily behavior compared to the median employee. Current usage data shows that frontier workers engage with reasoning models 6 times more often than their peers. This frequency allows non-technical staff to execute advanced data analysis and complex coding tasks that previously required specialized departments. The financial outcomes of this behavioral gap are severe. Workers with advanced model fluency command up to a 56% wage premium. Meanwhile, an estimated 120 million workers who fail to adapt face medium-term redundancy. An individual's economic value and job security are now strictly tied to their ability to direct these automated workflows, rather than relying on legacy degrees or past credentials. Basic operational fluency is the baseline for the modern economy. The relevant question is no longer whether automation will take a specific job, but how a worker operates alongside it. The human-AI hybrid team is now the default operating model for successful organizations, pairing human oversight directly with autonomous agents. This chart shows the core paradox of the current labor market. As algorithms successfully automate highly technical and analytical processes, distinctly human traits like critical thinking, resilience, and complex contextual judgment become the rarest and most valuable assets on the market. Adopting a passive mindset and waiting for an employer to provide formal training is a severe risk. For millions of workers, institutional upskilling programs are unlikely to arrive in time. Survival requires treating continuous learning as a daily habit. Workers must actively seek out new reasoning models, experiment with prompt engineering, build their own custom workflows, and automate repetitive tasks. The divide between those who adapt and those who hesitate is widening at an accelerating rate. Securing a place on the frontier is an active, daily choice to build value at the exact intersection of human expertise and machine capability.